I called Donald Trump a wannabe dictator, it's because he is. It's because he is. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully.
Is there something going on that we're missing?
Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, whose balls is he hiding in his cheeks?
Yeah.
That's the first question I want to know. And I don't love the way he says, fierce.
Yeah.
Breaking news, folks. Looks like Governor Tim Walz has more skeletons in his closet than a Halloween superstore, and Tyrus just kicked the door wide open. This isn't your average political rant. This is Tyrus in full demolition mode. He's tearing through Walz's record like he's digging for buried treasure. And what he finds? It's chaos wrapped in a cardigan. Imagine a raccoon in a Walmart at 3 a.m., knocking over aisles. Yeah, that's the energy. Grab your popcorn, because once Tyrus starts swinging, there's nowhere for Walz to hide.
It's because he is. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully, to watch this bully and to stop it. And when it's a child, you talk to them and you tell them why bullying's wrong. But when it's adult like Donald Trump, you bully the out of him back. This is a weak, cruel man that takes it out and—
If you're watching this, hit subscribe. You're gonna want front row seats for this takedown. See, Tyrus didn't just wake up one day and decide to casually mention Tim Walz over coffee. No, he scrolled through the headlines, saw the mess piling up and said, all right, that's it. And when Tyrus says enough, it's not a calm statement, it's a battle cry. It's that WWE promo energy when you know somebody's about to get body slammed straight through the political stage.
Masculinity is deeply part of it. That's one of the, I mean, I think it goes, you know, and you can look at the reasons why we've had this sort of dialectic over the Me Too movement.
How do you fight it?
And well, this
I
notion
think
of
I could kick most of their.
What he's mad about is his own fault. He's mad about the image that was portrayed of him as the hunter. And who did that? You did that. We just laughed about it because the one thing you can't do is you can't front. You can't floss. Those are two key words when it comes to manhood.
There he is, Tyrus unloading on Tim Walz, and the internet stunned. Not because Tyrus is loud, he's always loud, but because for once, the target isn't Hollywood or late-night TV. It's Minnesota's everyman governor, the guy who's been marketed as America's favorite neighbor. And suddenly those cracks in his all-American image start showing. Big, ugly cracks, like a pothole in a Minnesota winter.
Yeah. A teacher snatches the bully's ass up. Yeah. Come sit with me. That's what I know. Someone's bullying. Oh, you can sit with me for a while. And then I would lean on him. I'd bully him back. He's not a teacher. He's not a politician. He's a creepy guy who can't remember his speeches. I don't know what the hell was in the water in that White House, or was everyone on the same bad cocaine? But Kamala can't speak. He can't speak. Biden was so high he couldn't remember anything. Like, this is literally the dumbest administration of all time. Why is he talking?
It really is the ultimate clown show. And I said this in the 5. He's a clown without—
See, Walz has been sold as the nice guy next door governor. The one who'd wave from the driveway, grill you a burger, maybe bring potato salad to your cookout. But Tyrus? He's not touching that potato salad. He's sniffing it like it's radioactive, saying, "This doesn't smell like homemade. This smells like politics 2 weeks past the expiration date." And that's where the roast really begins.
Ad for Elon. Mm-hmm. I would be furious if I was him. Mm-hmm. If this is who you sent to troll me?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing wrong to get the guy from D-Team to come out at Family Theater and call me names?
Yeah.
Like, Tim, I would, if they were like, oh, Tyrus, man, tough news cycle. Tim Walz is talking about you. I'd be like, old Timmy, I want to fight him so bad.
That's the first punch. Tyrus doesn't see Walz as the charming, humble guy in flannel. He sees a politician who smiles for the cameras while quietly sliding new policies under your door, like a hotel bill you never agreed to pay. On paper, Walz's backstory sounds inspirational. Teacher, football coach, veteran. It's like a Hallmark movie begging for a sequel. But once he got into office, the movie script fell apart. Suddenly, Minnesota's man of the people looked more like the man managing the people. Tyrus dives in, pulling out the COVID lockdowns that turned Minnesota into a state where you could buy booze at the gas station, but not pray in a church pew. He mocks the contradictions, the flip-flops, the do as I say, not as I do moments, all stacked higher than Walz's approval ratings during election season.
Tweets, my DMs, like just one arm, and I just want to slap the. He's so weak. He brings nothing. If you were gonna go after someone, man to man, hit him with a fact. Hit him with something real.
Yes.
You don't have anything. And here's the cold part. If Elon called him up and said, "Hey, Tim, you want a job?" he would take it. Because that's what spineless, he would, and when he was questioned, he was like, "I was just holding him in account. You know, I respect him, and I'm so happy to be working for X." He is the worst player on their team, and they don't mind sending him out because
They're trying to get him off the table.
Yeah.
They're putting him out early so he can't be a factor later.
Minute, Walz is pro this. The next, he's quietly anti that, depending on which way the wind blows through the polls. And Tyrus doesn't just call it flip-flopping. He calls it Cirque du Walz. The man's doing political backflips like he's auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. If politics doesn't work out, he could tour as the acrobat of the Midwest. It's the same old story. A guy who says he shops at Target but gets chauffeured there in a black SUV that costs more than your house. The disconnect is massive, big enough to fit the entire Vikings offensive line and still have room for the mascot. But here's the twist. Tyrus isn't just mocking policy. He's exposing the performance behind it.
So Levine, look, he has a sports coat and a zip-up sweater underneath. No man wears that.
I may have done that in the past.
Yes.
I
You've
won't
done that
now,
many
Tyrus.
No, and one day somebody's going to explain what a corporate income tax is to these people. It's not paid by this. It's not paid by the corporation. It's not like a building that goes, "I've got to pay taxes." It's the workers.
Because let's be honest, modern politics is more showbiz than leadership. Walz knows how to play his part. Calm voice, friendly dad energy, Minnesota nice smile. But Tyrus calls it what it is, an illusion. Smoke and mirrors. He compares it to a magician pulling rabbits out of hats while everyone claps, except Tyrus is the guy yelling, "Check his sleeve." Once you see the trick, you can't unsee it. That wholesome image, suddenly it looks filtered, manufactured like the political version of an Instagram story. During the pandemic, gyms were locked while liquor stores stayed open. Priorities, right? Then came the George Floyd unrest, a city on fire. People terrified. And Walz looked like a man holding a garden hose at a wildfire, praying the wind would blow the flames somewhere else.
That's a big red flag. Whenever you meet someone and they have to give you their resume.
Yes.
Yeah, and then as soon as they talk, you're like, "That's why you gave me your resume."
Yeah, because it doesn't speak for itself.
You suck.
Yeah. It's like when people have their PhD
Yes.
on their Twitter handle. It's like, you know, this person's completely bonkers.
And their pronouns.
Yes. Are you mad, though, Tyrus, that, like, beards have been kind of co-opted by beta males like Tyler?
No, because
Watch what you
it's
say.
like all. Wait, hold on. Watch what I say. I will around, stick my hand up your back, and make you my puppet for the.
That's where Tyrus's sarcasm hits its peak. He doesn't just say Walz failed. He paints it like a bad sitcom. Picture your neighbor saying, "Don't worry, I'll fix the fence," then showing up with duct tape and a smile. That's the image. By now, Walz isn't just a politician with oops moments. He's a walking contradiction wrapped in flannel, hiding a stack of questionable policies under that aw shucks grin. And Tyrus? He's not lecturing. He's roasting. Like your loud uncle at Thanksgiving who's finally had it with everyone pretending the turkey isn't dry. On paper, Walz's promises sound utopian. Free this, expanded that, lakes and healthcare for all. But in practice, it's chaos. Like a middle school group project where everyone forgot to do their homework.
Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, feels sorry for him. But they made a...
This is where Tyrus hits his stride. He says Walz talks like the hero of a Hallmark movie, but governs like a man who lost the script halfway through. It's political karaoke. Starts strong, ends in mumbling. Take taxes. Walz claims he's the champion of working families, then raises their tax bills with the confidence of a man rating your couch cushions for the greater good. Meanwhile, Minnesota's schools are struggling. Test scores tanking, parents furious, classrooms in chaos. And Tyrus pounces, mocking the irony of a former teacher lecturing about responsibility, while the education system sinks faster than a canoe in January ice.
What do you make? Whoa, you got something there?
Hold on, before we do this, man, I got to protein up. Hold on.
Chug, 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 chug. Oh, he's chugging it. Hold on.
I need more protein, Gutfeld. I got my protein pudding, my protein shakes, jerky if you piss me off, but this ain't enough protein for this segment, Greg. I gotta old school this story here.
Where'd you get that?
And there's Law and Order, or what's left of it. Tyrus says Walz talks like a man auditioning for a Unity documentary, but governs like the director lost the script. Streets burning, businesses boarded up, and Walz stepping into frame, clapping his hands like, "Okay, everyone, let's calm down." It's pure sitcom energy. His military background? That's his get-out-of-jail-free card. Whenever he's cornered, he flashes the veteran badge like it's political armor. But Tyrus calls it for what it is: emotional stagecraft. Walz has mastered the art of changing tone like a mood ring. Serious when convenient, cheerful when polling demands. He's the chameleon governor, blending into whatever narrative gets applause.
I can't wait to debate the guy. That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there? I got to tell you, pointing out just an observation of mine that I made. I just have to say it. You know it, you feel it. These guys are creepy, and yes,
Here's where Tyrus unleashes comedy gold. He paints Walz as the guy who practices empathy in the mirror. Should I tilt my head 30 degree or 45 degree? How's my serious face? You can picture him rehearsing his "I care deeply about this issue" look before every press conference. Walz talks unity, but under him, Minnesota feels about as united as a Monopoly game gone wrong. Everyone's yelling, flipping the board, storming out. He rolls up his sleeves, tosses in a dad joke, and hopes people forget the car's still broken. To Tyrus, it's pure salesmanship. The guy puts on a baseball cap, pretends he's one of you, and hopes nobody notices the engine's missing.
VP nominee Tim Walz, he joined Beto O'Rourke at a Texas town hall last night, and the estrogen levels were enough to give Chuck Norris menstrual cramps. I wonder, is our strength our diversity?
Our strength is our diversity. We've been talking about this for years as a country of immigrants, and we let them define the issue on immigration. We let them define the issue on DEI, and we let them define what woke is. We got ourselves in this mess because we weren't bold enough to stand up and say, "You damn right we're proud of these policies. We're going to put them in, and we're going to execute them."
So, wait, you lost because you weren't woke enough?
And when Tyrus finally rips off that flannel-wrapped illusion, it's not Minnesota nice underneath. It's politics as usual, just dressed for the part. The crowd isn't just laughing anymore. They're nodding. Because even if you don't agree with every jab, you start to see the pattern. The contradictions stack up. The irony gets too loud to ignore. And suddenly, Walz looks less like a governor and more like the lead actor in a badly written sequel. Tyrus drives it home. Walz isn't unique. He's a symbol. A symbol of every politician who smiles for the cameras, scripts their empathy, and prays voters never noticed the strings. By the end, Tyrus paints Walz as a man building IKEA furniture without the manual. Parts missing, pieces wobbling. But hey, doesn't he look confident holding that Allen wrench? And just like that, the illusion collapses.